Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 209 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I'd also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. This is my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running at the age of 31, I was able to run 1,002 miles. And I did that within 175 days out of the year in 2020. So, me going for the 1,500 is a 50% increase in the amount of miles as opposed to last year. And me going for the 365 days is over 100% increase in the amount of days I ran last year. Not to mention this year is all in a row, no days off. I'd also challenged myself to run 2 big races within this time frame. One being a 50K trail race. That was on June 5th. Was able to finish it in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds, and still keep the run streak alive. 31 miles. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race in Middleville, Michigan. So officially an ultra runner. Now the next race we got coming up is the Detroit Free Press Marathon. Have my fingers crossed that they switch it over to the international, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, I'll be running the Motor City Challenge within that race, which is doing the marathon, but the day before the marathon, running the competitive 1 mile and the competitive 5K. So, really looking forward to that race. Like I said, that one is coming up here in October. Other than that, we could talk about miles. So, do not have official miles for the day, week, month, or year, but we are approaching, for the month, we're approaching 200, we're approaching 180 currently, but we're coming closer and closer to 200, which is the ultimate goal with 4 days left after this. So don't have official mileage, but when I get home, I will do the video edit cut and cut in the miles right here, right now.
Miles for the day, 6.3. Miles for the week, 22.7. Miles for the month, 183.7. Miles for the year, 984.7.
So now that you got the official miles, let's talk about the word of the day real quick. I will do a little snippet and add in the word of the day right here, right now.
Today's word is bivouac. To make a temporary encampment under little or no shelter. To take shelter, often temporarily. To provide temporary quarters for. Bivouac. That is today's word of the day.
And other than that, I'll just mention I had been doing the reading challenge, but just have been really busy with work as of late and don't have much time to fit the run in, do the episode, and read and get to bed and wake up in the morning for work in enough time. So the reading portion of the challenge has been postponed for the time being, again, disappointingly. But the book I had been reading is Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson, the second book in his 12 Rules for Life series. Alright, other than that, let's just get into actually, before we get into today's episode, skip something really big. Speaking of those monthly miles, I was telling you I was going for 200, and currently I'm close to 200. Also close to 1,000 miles for the year, guys, so I want to mention that as well, but close to 200. Let's talk about the monthly miles. Every single month I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge in honor of charity, in which I donate money to, and I started coinciding fundraiser to raise awareness and money for that charity as well throughout the month. So for the first 6 months of the year, we were able to raise money for 6 great charities. Now we're sitting here within the 7th month, the month of July, and we are raising money for another great charity, which is the Detroit Phoenix Center. And what the Detroit Phoenix Center does and focuses on is they work on getting the Detroit youth homeless rehabilitated, find them places to live, find them healthy food to eat, place to get cleaned up, education, and job placement. And it's for anyone in the youth homeless within the Detroit area, anywhere from the ages of 13 to the ages of 26 is what they work with. That is the Detroit Phoenix Center, guys. So it's a great charity this month, and if you'd like to really help out and donate, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story. Within those stories, you'll find the link, or my personal page's Facebook or Instagram story. Within those stories, you will find the link to donate. You just click on that link, it'll open up the Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any portion, even though they are the middleman within this transaction. I do know times are tough though right now, guys. Not everyone can afford to donate, and if that is the case, the next best thing you guys could do is just click that share button, because like I said, the main thing we are trying to do is just raise awareness for the charity as well as raise money. The best way to raise awareness is get as many eyes on it as we can possible. Other than that, give me a second, guys. I'm going to have to rush by in the street because there's a dog up here. Alright, back to the episode, guys. So, trying to raise awareness for that charity and raise money. So, Detroit Phoenix Center for the month of July, guys. Other than that, let's get actually into today's episode. Sorry. Got a little distracted with the dog. Alright. Episode 209. Today's theme for today's episode is going to be blisters. I've been holding off for a long time on this episode, but now's no better time for this episode than when you have blisters on your feet. So just pain shooting up your legs from definitely overdoing it a little bit this month, but still feeling overall pretty good. So today's episode blister is about going out there and getting blisters. Blisters everyone hates, they suck, they hurt, especially when they pop, they burn, okay? They're painful. No one wants them. No one wants to have them currently or be dealing with them is what I should say. But, you know, now getting out here this past year, especially on this streak, putting in the work, getting these blisters, you know, I have a new perspective on blisters in general. You know, these things are badges of honor. Yes, they're painful. Yes, they hurt. But each one tells a certain story. It tells about a certain mile, a certain day, a certain trail, whatever the case may be. And like I said, you're going to get blistered up throughout life. And you're not going to want to, and you're not going to want to deal with it and carry that burden when you're blistered up. It's going to hurt. It's going to pop. It's going to sting. It's going to be, you know, sting to the touch just because it's raw. But always remember these blisters, these blistered moments in your life when you feel you're blistered, you know, metaphorically or physically, whatever the case may be. When you're blistered up, know that it's because you've been out there putting in the work. Every blister has a story, and you can blister up and it can burn and it can hurt, but it's not going to stop you. You're going to keep going. You're going to get more blisters. You're going to get them somewhere else. So, you know, today's episode is about blistering and getting blistered up, and how for the longest time, like I said, hated getting blisters. You know, and it's not that I love to get them now, but knowing that I have them, and when I'm feeling them, sit here, no, it's not because I've been sitting on my couch I got these blisters. It's because I've been getting out here every single night, every single day, putting in miles, putting in the work, thinking, talking, trying to write, trying to use my brain, trying to not just, as of yesterday's episode, or a couple days ago's episode, you know, not just settle and just fall in and feeling a place I can't even think of offhand of what it was. It's just so late, guys. Sorry. I've been working, again, lots of hours these last few days, and I'm not complaining. It's actually pretty empowering knowing that I can still put in all these hours and get out here, still put in all these miles with the goal set in mind. Put in the blisters, put in the pain, put in the sore muscles, the shin splints, whatever it's going to take to get those miles and still be productive at work. So that's all today's episode was about, guys. It was about the blisters that we get throughout our lives, and how there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it as painful and try to avoid doing the things that blister you up, or you could look at it as a way to really know that you're heading in the right direction, because once you get blistered up and you're in pain, it means you've been working hard at something, and something comes after you get blistered. We're not going to talk about that right now. That's going to be for tomorrow. So for today's episode, though, guys, your daily discipline is to go out there, get blistered up, no matter what it is, how, you know, metaphorically, if it's go out there and put yourself into a new field or whatever the case may be, or maybe it's go out there and exercise, change your habits, It's gonna be hard, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck. You're gonna get blisters. Okay? Blisters are temporary. Blisters are your reminders that you're doing something right. So keep getting blistered. That is your daily discipline from here on out, guys. Let's get it. Okay? Other than that, I want to thank you so much for following along and listening. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott, who almost dropped the camera. I want to thank you so much for listening. If you can, please give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been listening on. Other than that, guys, go out there. Let's work on ourselves on an individual level to become better people in order to reflect that on the world so the world will become a better place. That's all this podcast is truly about. It's me trying to work on myself and talking to people that are also working on themselves to become the best versions we can possibly be overall, not just, physically. This isn't just about working out and running. Well, it's based off that. It's just all about all around trying to be the best individuals we can be and contribute good to this world. All right, so thanks so much for listening again. Peace out, guys. Episode 209 in the books. 210 coming at you tomorrow. Peace.